Hello out there, friends and community. Welcome to Jaye's What's Up Community Facebook page. I'm very excited about our guest who we have here today. So let me ask you a question. So have you, ever feel stuck in terms of your personal growth and development? Have you had a traumatic experience, possibly both physically, emotionally, could be mentally, maybe you have depression, anything like that, and you're looking about how do I take that place and go to a place of healing, and you're looking for maybe somebody to guide you through that particular health journey. Well, today I have my guest, Jessica Short, and she is an intuitive counselor. She's the founder of Willow-Ray Healing here in the Guelph area. Okay. Yep. And what else you're going to learn, which is very, very exciting. I know you actually have your mission actually too, is to help individuals, really to guide them. I really think this is important, but to guide them from one place and teach them the how-tos so they can journey through that and really live the life that they deserve and desire, really from an empowerment perspective. So folks, we have a packed time today. This is going to be awesome. Plus, right? Plus. Also, too, I know that Jessica, you also do gatherings and ceremonies for like the new moon, for the full moon, Cacao, if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Cacao, yeah.
Cacao, thank you. I was going to say chocolate. No, Cacao, right? And also do oracle readings and meditation. So folks, stay tuned. This is going to be awesome. So for those who don't know me, my name is Jaye Graham. I am the owner of H2O Works Canada, where client care is really rehabilitation in a pool setting. I also collaborate with two other ladies in terms of helping women through hormonal issues on our Facebook page of Embracing Hormones. But this particular Facebook page really has to deal with community. It has to deal with collaboration. And really, I want to help others, increase their influence, brand, and reach through networking on social media. Okay, so hashtag collaboration is cool. Okay.
Awesome.
So thank you very much, Jessica,
and
for being here today. Okay. I would like to do some introductions with Jessica. Now, Jessica, you had mentioned to me that you're an intuitive counselor, yes?
Yes.
And you're also in school currently as well. So tell me a little bit more about your background in terms of what you do in this particular situation too.
Well, currently I'm enrolled in the Modern Mystery School, which is based in Etobicoke. Okay. So it's taking courses. Yes. They have a plethora of courses that can go on for a very long time to continuously enhance my healing journey. Excellent. And I can take them on my own terms.
Excellent. And you also too, when you talk about intuitive counselor, you've gone through the programming through that particular phase as well.
Yeah, I'm certified as a life coach.
Excellent.
And also been mentoring with a medical intuitive for the last 5 years.
Excellent.
And just through my own personal healing journey as well, I've been learning a lot from spirit and experience.
Oh, excellent. And I know your work is done one-on-one. You can also do group settings.
Yes.
Correct? And I am just going to, pardon me, I am going to read a little bit here. And you take the body energies and the intuitive component again. And so really, if a person is in a place of discomfort, you take them through that into the healing component side of things. And I really like this when I was checking out your Facebook page, not Facebook, and also to your site. I do check. I really like this where it says, you know what, let's rise together.
Yes.
Okay. Doesn't that sound like let's rise together? Right? Pop that up. That is very empowering. And I think for individuals who are looking to become empowered, what a great saying and a great connection and crossover.
Yes. And important for people to know that they're not alone.
Yeah. Oh, yes. That's huge, right? So we're going to hashtag that one. Okay.
Awesome.
So people who are out there, why don't you give Jessica here some love, just in case, some love, right? Maybe get her some likes, you know what, or put a comment down. That would be fantastic.
Thanks.
Okay. So you know what, Jessica and I did meet before. We've met actually a couple times. So why don't you tell them, you know what, how we actually met?
So we met through Happy Healthy Women in Guelph, actually.
Hi, Diane.
Hey. She organized a vision board gathering, and that's where we first initially met.
Yes.
And then we met at another event that was held by Embrace Networking, and that was
with Courtney over at her business, right, which is Lo Yobo.
Yeah.
Fitness, which was a wellness program there.
Yeah.
And it's just funny, we meet, and you just kept popping up.
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe that's a sign. So that's why I'm so glad that you came in today to do this interview. So listen, tell me, you've had quite an interesting, it sounds like, journey and path. Like, why did you choose this path in terms of moving forward?
Yeah, I almost feel like this path chose me. I, from a very young age, was always that go-to person for a lot of my friends. I feel there was a moment in life, my adult life, where I was speaking to someone And I said, you know that group of people you have, there's probably about 20 or 30 that have thanked you and said that you've inspired them. And they're like, no, Jess, that's you. Like, not everybody has that. And it was one of those moments where I'm like, okay, maybe this is something that I'm really good at. Maybe there's something to this.
Yes. And you're very compassionate. I know she would definitely help people on their journey. She's lovely, if you can see. Okay. So so that's wonderful. So thank you very much for sharing that. Mm-hmm. So tell us about where the name Willow-Ray Healing came from. Like, how did you choose that?
That I decided also at a really young age. I've always resonated with the willow tree. I feel like there's this grandmother healing energy of the willow. And Willow-Ray came to me about 10 years ago, probably even longer.
Yeah, fascinating.
And it just continued to grow into my business. It fit really well.
That's excellent.
I feel like it's the healing ray of the willow tree essence.
I like it.
Yeah, it's so nurturing.
Excellent.
It's rooted, it's wise.
You've got all the components, which is really, really exciting. So can you tell for people, maybe give them a tip or something of that nature in terms of maybe they're feeling, as I said, maybe they're feeling stuck, maybe they're feeling a bit of discomfort, a tip or something just to get them started. Maybe they're not quite ready, or maybe they're just thinking about seeing somebody like yourself, right, in terms of the healing process, what they could be doing currently right now.
So a couple things comes to mind. I would suggest being gentle on yourself. I think is huge. I know how tough it can be when you're really low and don't want to get out of bed and don't know what to do with your day and feel pretty crappy about yourself. This self-sabotage has a tendency to really take over. So to be gentle with yourself in those times. And also this incredible practice I would recommend is inner tracking, which is taking a moment to tune into your body. And it brings you out of your head and into your body. And it's a practice that you can then identify the feeling that you're feeling. So let's say it is sadness. Tune into your body, feel it in your body. Where do I feel the sadness? And then give it an entity, because it does exist as an entity in itself. And start to identify, what does this feel like? What does it look like? What does it taste like, smell like? What does it have a name? And then you begin to ask, why is it here? What does it know? What does it need from me? All these sorts of questions.
Right.
And I also run workshops to guide people into learning more about this inner tracking. So if you look on my website.
Okay, good.
I have information about that.
Good. And don't worry, at the end, everything, again, you know what, will be posted. So Willow-Ray, healing.com. We'll get all the contact information up there. So, and that's good, because a lot of people need to create awareness, because they don't know sometimes, like, what is this going on? What is this happening? What does this mean? So obviously guidance, and as we discussed, right, that how-to moving forward, right? What are your thoughts in terms of journaling? Do people journal or anything like that? Is that an idea?
That's a great idea. I definitely think it depends on the person, where they're at on the spectrum of whatever it is that they're feeling and experiencing. Journaling is a great way to kind of unpack what it is that they're experiencing. There's so many practices. Dancing, it's so simple, but just putting on a song and dancing and shaking it out again, it brings you into your body and out of your head. And I find it's just incredible to shift the energy and even energetically move the stagnant energy.
And go. I like it, right? Right? You just got to change the state.
That's it. That's it.
Just start bouncing.
Start shaking. Exactly.
That's excellent. And I know obviously individuals must have their own, every person is unique, but the terms of healing and the time it might take. So somebody might be thinking out there, well, how long is this going to take? Right? So, right? Everyone has, and I'm thinking it's an emotional roller coaster as well. And you just assist through that, right? Now, do you have people who are like just ongoing, or do you have like certain time frames that they can come back to, or how does that work for individuals out there?
It's really specific to the person. It's specific to what it is that they're looking at, how ready they are, and also how ready they are spiritually as well. There's a difference there. So if they're like rock bottom, super ready, I notice that they have a tendency to call more.
Sure, that makes sense.
Sometimes people just need that one glimpse of something in a quick moment.
Now, do you have an office or a home that you work out, or do you go to other people's homes, or how does that work for individuals who might be interested?
I have an office in Guelph. It's in the Steel Health Center downtown on Cardigan Street.
Okay, good.
And I also go to people's homes too.
Okay, depending, right?
Yeah.
If they can't get out, I can understand too. Or
Totally.
if they just, what's happening, right?
Yeah, they feel safe there. It's nice there. It's cozy or sometimes.
Yeah. And they can probably express themselves, I would think, too, more freely. Perhaps, I don't know, but they're in a place that they're comfortable with.
Sometimes,
too.
yep.
Whatever.
And sometimes someone needs to get out of their house too.
Yes.
Or I also love doing sessions outside.
Like outside on a beautiful
park.
Day like today, what we had today in a park with the sun and the grass under your feet.
Oh, that's my favorite.
That's cool. Now, you also do, which I find fascinating, you do gatherings, as we mentioned, in ceremonies. So can you tell us, actually, what I'd like to know is, how do you pronounce that?
Cacao.
Cacao. What is that?
So cacao is the raw bean of the cacao plant, which is also known as cocoa, which is the roasted cacao.
Okay.
And so they use this ceremoniously because it opens up the heart chakra.
Nice.
So, and I find really grounding. And
you do yoga. You said you were certified in yoga?
Yes.
So that's
right.
Again, the chakra and the breath and how the energy forces go through. Cool.
Exactly.
So
yep.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah.
So I
go
like
ahead.
cacao ceremonies for that reason, especially because, again, it gets us out of our head and into our heart space. And I usually incorporate dancing into this as a way of like moving the body to release and ground, connect to the elements. And I find that it also brings you into a trance.
Yes.
Which is a really great space to receive messages.
Okay. Does anybody look at you and go, excuse me? Or
they get a bit nervous, right?
Like, this is important, right?
Yeah.
Right? The people are like, really?
Yeah. Because it's really uncomfortable for people to let go.
Yeah. We are such an inhibited type of society. We need to learn to, I agree with you, let go of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's
And it's
cool.
so fun to tap into that childlike energy. Just be like, who cares?
That's right.
Let's just have fun in this moment.
That's right. We should be more like kids, even with no music, because they just dance and
Right?
it doesn't bother anybody. They just go and move,
Yes.
right?
And they shift through things quickly. They really feel it.
We need
so
to
curious.
get back sometimes into that state. And also, too, tell us a little more about your ceremonies and gatherings for the full moon and the new moon.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I love connecting to the moon energy. The full moon is about letting go and releasing. It's a really wonderful time to work with the energies of the moon. So in my ceremonies, I connect with people. We talk about what's happening astrologically that month and how that's affecting everyone in their current life situation. Usually incorporate the oracle cards and have them tune in through a guided meditation to see what they need to let go of in this moment that isn't serving them anymore.
That's excellent.
And then the new moon is a time to set intention and manifest.
Intention. Did you hear that key word? Intention. Right? If you want to go through a healing process or if you want to go forward in anything, you need to have intention. Action and intention. I think those two go really well hand in hand together. Yes.
And to set time to really focus on that is so important.
Good. And you also touched on the fact that you do oracle card reading.
Yes.
Now, the second time I met, you were doing oracle card reading right at the wellness. And I'm like, ooh, let's check this out. First of all, I think whoever does them in terms of the diagrams and the pictures are stunning.
Yeah.
Stunningly so beautiful. And I do remember when you did it, I had two beautiful, I was like, oh, look at these, are so pretty. And then I had a kind of a scary one. Anyway, it's not really scary. Jessica just talked me through it.
Right? And then we laugh and then we know it's all good.
Right, and he just moved forward. But it's quite interesting. It's very informative. So tell us more about your oracle reading, because people might get spooked.
Yeah, I find that's really common.
It's like, what do you think in terms, like, how would you respond to somebody because they're going, oh, that's spooky.
Yes.
But it's not.
It's definitely not spooky. It, to me, is another medium to connecting to spirit.
Okay.
So I use the oracle cards as a means of gaining clarity on something. So I don't think that's spooky.
No, not at all, right?
It makes someone understand what's happening and how to look at a certain situation in their life, conflict, and then they get the full picture of what's really happening.
Okay, good. Right? Because I would think too, like anything, it would be flux. Things are always changing in an individual's life, so you could have how things are going or how you feel or how in that perspective. Do you do that too with your intuitive counseling? Do they kind of go hand in hand, or Yeah,
it really depends on what the person needs.
Okay.
So in a one-on-one session with me, we'll sit and talk. A lot of the times I get guided to ask certain questions, so I connect to their higher self and start to work in that way. So a lot of the times as well, I'll incorporate the cards or get them on the table and do some energy work.
Excellent, too. And I know, too, in terms of crystals and stuff, I just really want to kind of loop this back in, because people who do new moons, full moons, they also like to have their crystals, energized, and I think that's important as well, right? And so again, it's just if you do those ceremonies, that could be part of it as well, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely. Yeah. There's a lot of wonderful crystals that help with manifesting and letting go and
absolutely
channeling in the moon energy. Definitely.
Yeah, and that's my friend Sharon. Hi, Sharon. Okay. So anyway, so also too, when we do that, you do meditation.
Yes.
So tell us maybe a bit more about how that happens or works.
I love guiding people through meditation, especially when it's a visualization. Because it allows them to access a different realm that's beyond time and space. And they can heal so much trauma in that space when they connect to their inner child, when they connect to their past selves, when they can look at their higher self or their future selves and receive messages. It's incredible. People have shifted a lot in that realm.
Right. Now, I'm going to ask you a question that might be, again, just spontaneous here, but obviously I would think there's a lot of skeptics.
Yep.
Right? So how do you respond to those skeptics? Is it something that's like, well, it's just not your time yet, or maybe you need to be open when to come back to me? Like, tell me more about if somebody says, you know what, I'm a science-based person. Nothing else exists except science.
Yeah, I originally believe that everyone has their own path and their own experience. I'm not here to stand in the way of anyone else's path if it doesn't align with what I'm doing and who I am. And I don't think that their science way is necessarily wrong. It's just different.
Just different.
And so I definitely love to ask more questions and get more curious about what they see, what they experience, and how incredible the science is actually progressing these days.
I would think, in my opinion, right, I do a lot of science, I do a lot of research, I do a lot of that stuff, so I understand that. But I also see, too, a massive link in terms of energies and the healing process and how we're all connected in that, whether it's quantum physics, but it still interconnects, right? And how everything works. So you could probably work in that side of the relationship. So anyway, there you go. So if people were looking at in terms of the process, right, and they wanted to get in contact with you, do they just go to your site? Is that what they're doing here?
Yep. I have a website. It's Willow-Rayhealing.com.
Good, right.
I'm also on Facebook, so Facebook/Willow-Ray.com.
Excellent, good. And they just can either personal message you, or I'm assuming they, click for an appointment or for more information of things of that nature.
Yep, it's all on my website.
Excellent.
All the information, the contact information, booking information, it's all online.
Excellent, thank you. And isn't this fascinating? I think it's quite fascinating. I think the whole topic is quite fascinating. So, you know what? Thank you so much to you for coming in, right, and speaking with everybody in terms of what you're doing and how you can help people heal in many different ways. I think that's very exciting. And thank you, too, out there to community and friends for popping in and listening. And because you know what? It's great to expand and become aware of and open a door. So if, you know what? Why don't you tag somebody because they might need it? You know what? Send some love, send a comment. You could share anything of that nature because, again, the more we can help each other, I think the better we could become overall. So you know what? It's awesome. Yes?
Let's rise together, right?
Yeah, let's rise together. Let's rise together. Thank you so much, my friend.
So much.
Mwah. You're so awesome. You know what? Here we go, folks. We're going to say bye.
Have a great one. Thank you.